I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me.
Hello, this is the Silent Type, and in this video I'll be going over all the aspects of Madara DLC 29, what it can do, how can you stop it, how can you avoid it, and what can actually counter it. First, I'll go over testing all three of his Jutsu, both his regular Jutsu and his ultimates. Hope you enjoy, and this is everything I learned by playing the DLC for the past few days. Sage Art Shadow Style Thunder Blast is a jutsu that fires off a lightning blast at every enemy that can charge up to 3 different variations. The first charge has a small radius that won't do much damage, although it still stuns the enemy when very close to your target. The second charge will be slightly larger. However, unlike the first charge, it will take longer to build up and has a defense down status effect. Also reset your opponent's sub gauge. Now, the third charge will be similar to the second charge, however, this charge have an enormous radius, greatly reduce defense, reset the sub gauge, and will stun for the most out of all the 3 charges. This jutsu can be used to extend your combos as well as your teammate's combos if timed correctly. Although the downside to using this jutsu is that the longer you charge it, the more you risk getting interrupted by that can break super attacks, such as Laughing Buddha, Shinobi Striker, Icicle Swallow, not to mention jutsu that can also interrupt attacks and stun you, like Tsukuyomi, Mind Transfer Jutsu, Paralysis Jutsu, and Heavenly Hand Power. Now, his second jutsu is a bit different than the first one. Limbo Border Gel. This jutsu is for 4 clones who appear in the world of Limbo, the unseen world, to be used as aids to help you attack oncoming opponents, or to be used to set traps your opponents might have to go towards. This jutsu can be used to guard against super armored attacks such as Dynamic Entry, or it can be used to get rid of jutsu with armor coating such as Susanoo Armor. Although this jutsu does sound good, it does have its downsides though. One downside is that this jutsu has directional movement, meaning if you were to put the clones in a direction and then release them, they will just fly forward, attacking anything that they get their hands on, but they do have a limited range, so they won't go far. On the bright side to this jutsu is that if you were to set the clones in a certain place and then head towards your opponents, then release the jutsu, they actually follow the user to their destination before disappearing. Although most people can actually tell when you're using the jutsu, since it does change your character in the slightest by giving them the Rinnegan eyes, the Sage of Six pass hair, and skin. So you have to be cautious when actually using this, because even though they are invisible to the enemy, you still see a slight blur if you pay close attention to them. Comboing with this jutsu can be a bit difficult if you decide to actually use this jutsu first and then combo it in with, let's say, Shadow Possession, Tsukuyomi. The timing has to be perfect because it knocks them up and makes them crash to the ground before you can recover. Now, let's get into the real topic of this video, the ultimate. Infinite Tsukuyomi. When this jutsu is activated, it will cover the entire area, map worldwide, shining the Rinnegan off the moon and encase the whole area in a bright light. After a certain amount of time has passed, the light will stun all enemies on the map. However, second activation to this jutsu traps all nearby enemies, only people who are close by you in the world of trees. This jutsu will take their health, substitution, ninjutsu, and a bit of their technique gauge for all opponents that are trapped, and it will give it back to the user. Although this jutsu does sound good, just note that if you are not close to your opponent, it will not trap them. But it will still stun them if they are all across the map. Now, what most people aren't talking about with this jutsu is how to counter it. with some jutsu. And that's what I spent the last few days doing. Most content creators haven't. They only were just focused on finding out the jutsu, testing it, and showcasing it without seeing what can actually get past it. So, through testing, observation, and hours of practice, thanks to a couple of friends whose links I will leave down in the description below once I get my hands on it, we have figured out that some jutsu can actually counter Infinite Tsukuyomi, although only 4 jutsu, and sadly to say, range, you do not have one of them. So be cautious. For the first jutsu that can actually get past it, the stun effect from the light of Infinite Tsukuyomi would be Sasuke Susanoo from Final Battle Sasuke DLC. Just like the anime, when Sasuke seen it coming, he guarded him, Kakashi, Naruto, and Kakashi to block the light. The second jutsu that can stop the stun effect for the Infinite Tsukuyomi would be none other than Final Battle Naruto's Truth Seeking Aura. It only makes sense that Sage Jutsu can stop Sage Jutsu or even counter it in a way. The next DLC jutsu that can actually stop Susanoo, to my surprise, actually Obito Uchiha's Flame Formation. Sorry, Attack. Your class can't stop it either. Sad to say. So by using Obito's Flame Formation, not only will you be able to guard against the jutsu when it appears, you can actually save your team as well, since Flame Formation acts as for stun blocker for some teams. And if they aren't encased in the stun, then you can't really activate the World of Trees, even if you are close to them. It's just not possible. It's not how the DLC was made. And I'm pretty sure we all know the last jutsu that can stop Infinite Tsukuyomi is none other than Itachi Uchiha's reanimated form with his Yasaka beads. Although this jutsu does have its downsides, if you don't know the jutsu well enough to be able to launch Yasaka beads at the perfect timing, you won't be able to actually get past it. Your Yasaka beads will end before the jutsu even appears. So timing with that jutsu has to be pitched to perfection. And that's everything I've actually learned about the Madara DLC by playing it for a couple of days and doing non-stop hours to test them. Also, with this new season of DLC, we have confirmed that not only Variant Mode Naruto will be coming during the winter, but also Ishiki. If I had to take a guess, I would say that Ishiki will actually be a defense type, to y'all's surprise, and Naruto will be, well, of course attack type is Variant Mode. It will only make sense. Along with the season pass, however, defense types also have a new ultimate if you purchase the season pass. The ultimate is pretty good in my opinion. Charges up pretty fast, and it can actually restore your jutsu if you manage to land a hit with it. Even if your jutsu is cooldown and lock stuns, like your Susanoo or your Flame Formation, or any other jutsu that requires your lock stun while you're using it, it will restore it right away. Let me know what y'all think about all the data in which I shared, and comment who y'all think will be the last 2 DLC for this season, and I'll see y'all next time.
Not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end.